Netflix's Star Wars. Zack Snyder brings a Netflix original film with a new mythology about an oppressive galactic empire and the formation of a resistance that fights for those who need it most. And no, it's not a Star Wars film, despite having similar elements. In terms of quality, the Star Wars franchise is already very well established to the point of being successful even with mediocre films. Rebel Moon would probably be one of these films, since it follows a formula already explored from different angles by action or superhero films, from the way the team is formed to the plot twist in the story. Nothing new. Snyder's new film promised awesomeness in its marketing campaign and trailers, and it undeniably delivered. Despite its clear addiction to slow-motion footage, the fight sequences and epic scenarios call for a slower, more cautious look to admire the scene as a whole. What is a vice on the part of the director and often a defect of his, here proves to be a well-used device most of the time. Snyder, as director, producer and screenwriter of the film, is still unable to innovate and take greater risks in his productions. Since 300, 2006, all his superhero films, and Army of the Dead, 2021, his films seem to repeat themselves in terms of qualities and defects. Cast: Sophia Boutella, Kingsman, The Secret Service; Mikhail Husman, The Haunting of Hill House; Ed Skrein, Alita, Battle Angel; Jimin Hunsu, Gladiator; Bae Doona, Sense8; Charlie Hunnam, Crime Tycoons; Anthony Hopkins, My Father; Ray Fisher, Justice League, are the main names in Snyder's feature film. All well used within their characters, but they also seem very limited by them. It is indeed a challenge to work with a cast full of well-known faces. Even more difficult is to give time to each of them during the film. Thus, it is inevitable to finish the film and be left with a feeling that something was missing, because there is in fact no time to show everyone in their proper way. Snyder is content with showing enough of the characters, and not the cast, for his story. A real parade. Despite many divergent opinions from the public and critics regarding this film, one factor that must be unanimous is the costumes. A fantasy parade of futuristic fashion without being caricatured, but also with the identity of the lands visited and the characters presented. This helps a lot in immersing the viewer in the story. Although other factors disconnect the audience, such as special effects that leave something to be desired in some scenes while they work in others, the costumes create the relationship between the characters before we know their stories. Simply incredible work. Rebel Moon, Part 1, The Fire Girl is now available on Netflix.